Top 10 Most Dangerous Mountains on the Planet. Whether you like it or not, there are some interesting jewels in this story, as well as a sad narrative of ascending the world's most dangerous mountains. Check it out to discover everything you need to know about the 10 most dangerous mountains on the planet. Number 10, Mount Washington at New Hampshire. 6,288 feet. The peak of New Hampshire is a treacherous mountain adventure not far from home. Hurricane force gusts, constantly shifting weather, and ice pellets that scour the slope have already claimed the lives of over 100 people. Its summit can reach temperatures of -50 degrees Fahrenheit. At this peak, the strongest wind on the planet, 231 miles per hour, was measured and recorded. Number 9, Matterhorn at the border of Switzerland and Italy, 14,691 feet. Since its initial ascent in 1965, the Matterhorn has grown in popularity and development. For unskilled hikers, the easy approach to high elevations becomes dangerous on heavily traveled routes. Overzealous tourists are becoming the most serious menace to climbers on the Matterhorn, with loose pebbles being tossed over their heads below. During summit season, storms are common in the afternoons. Over 500 deaths have been reported since the first ascent of the Matterhorn, with an average of 12 deaths per year. Number 8, Mont Blanc Massif in France, 15,777 feet. The highest peak in the Alps has a long history of ascents and related accidents. Michel Picard and Jacques Balmat were the first to reach the summit in 1786, marking the beginning of modern climbing. With around 20,000 climbers each year, this peak is one of the most popular. Along the way, there are avalanches and crashing rocks. During peak season, an average of 12 rescue services are reported every weekend. This peak has the greatest death rate among European mountains, with an estimated 100 people dying each year. According to The Atlantic, Mont Blanc's tardiness is due to the long journey rather than the steep climb. Number 7, Denali at Alaska, 20,320 feet. The highest peak in North America is also the most visible and remote on the planet. The time it takes to complete the climb, which can range from 2 to 4 weeks, is the most demanding component. Denali is climbed every year, despite the fact that only half of those who attempt it succeed. On this peak, earthquakes are a possibility. Altitude sickness is more likely to occur due to the extreme latitude and high altitude. A mountain of equivalent size near the equator would hold around half as much oxygen at its peak as at sea level, but, due to Mount Denali's latitude, this percentage is significantly lower. Number 6, Sula Grande at the Huayhuash range of Peruvian Andes, 20,814 feet. Simon Yates and Joe Simpson embarked on an excursion to the western face of the Sula Grande in 1985, which was documented in the film and book Touching the Void. That was an impossible vertical ascent that was never completed. In the Andes, Sula Grande is a spectacular Andean summit with precipitous west and south slopes. Simon and Joe made it to the top, but Joe collapsed and fractured his leg on the way down. Simon lost sight of Joe as he slid him below the ledge. After an hour, Simon cut the rope as he slipped away, leaving Joe unable to anchor himself. Joe managed to avoid the 100-foot drop into the chasm. Joe made it 3 days on melting snow before hopping 5 kilometers to the camp. He arrived before Simon, who had assumed Joe had departed and was on his way home. Number 5, Annapurna at central Nepal, 26,545 foot. The peak of the world's 10th highest mountain, which is prone to avalanches, has been reached by about 191 climbers. 63 people have died while climbing Annapurna, making it the mountain with the highest death rate among the 8,000-meter peaks at 33%. The Annapurna is still a draw and a challenge, despite being the first peak with an 8,000-meter summit to be climbed. The hiking-friendly landscape that surrounds Annapurna has been named Nepal's worst-ever trekking tragedy by many. In 2014, a blizzard created an avalanche that killed 43 people. It was 6 feet deep after 12 hours of snowfall, and over 500 people needed to be rescued. Number 4, Nanga Parbat at Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan, 26,657 feet. Because of its massive ice and rock ridges, Pakistan's 9th highest mountain, Nanga Parbat, is also known as the Killer Monster. The rural face, which rises to 15,090 feet above sea level, is widely regarded as the world's tallest mountain face. This summit sparked German interest in the year 1930. German hikers believed Mount Everest to be the biggest mountain that could be reasonably ascended by hikers at the time, when only the British had access to it. This does not, however, imply that it was easy. The Austrian Hermann Buhl ascended Nanga Parbat in 1953, but it took 31 lives before he did it. Number 3 Kanchenjunga at the border of India and Nepal, 28,169 feet. In 1999, when trekking through Kanchenjunga's beautiful ridges, this peak was included in one of James Bond's novels. He may have paused to take in the beautiful surroundings, but he recognizes that there's more to it than meets the eye. Extreme cold and avalanches contributed to this mountain's reputation as one of the most dangerous in the world. It is the world's third highest mountain, with nearly 200 summits. According to statistics from 2010, it has a fatality rate of up to 20%. Number 2 K2 at the border of Pakistan and China, 28,251 feet. K2, the world's second highest mountain, has a terrible reputation among climbers, particularly among women. Wanda Rutkiewicz, a well-known Polish climber, was the first woman to reach the summit in June 1986. 5 female hikers were killed while attempting to reach the summit in the 18 years that followed. 3 of the females died on the K2, while the other 2 died in the neighboring mountains. Rutkiewicz perished in Kanchenjunga in 1992. Edurne Pasaban, a 31-year-old Spanish mountaineer who is still alive today, successfully overcame the curse in 2004. In 2017, Vanessa O'Brien became the first American woman to summit K2. Due to the long path and solitude of the K2 mountain, the expedition is extremely time-consuming and resource-intensive. 10% of people who attempted have died due to avalanches or bad weather. Number 1 Mount Everest at the border of Nepal and China, 29,029 feet. It's easy to believe that Mount Everest is the deadliest of all the mountains because of its famous status. However, given on the number of hikers that attempt it each year, it only claims a small percentage of those who attempt it. Each of the 100 summits has experienced 1.4 fatalities since the year 2000. It has previously risen over 7,500 meters.